put this thing together!
What's up, y'all? I happen to be the prodigal son of God. Now, there's a lot to fill you in on, so let me explain, because I can prove that I am the prodigal son of God, okay? The one predicted or prophesied in the Bible and the old texts, just like Amun-Ra was. I am today's version of Amun-Ra, and I can prove this, okay? It's a big deal in the spirit realm, in the God realm, and even in the alien realm, okay? So let me explain. The illumigodly is God's version of the Illuminati, okay? That's one of the first things you need to know. And the illumigodly is a network of gods all across the world that work together. They make miracles happen, blessings happen all day, every day. Okay? They do it all. And they actually have their hands in everything all over the world. There's a whole hierarchy of spirits along with the illumigodly on Earth, where we live, and on Earth. I'll get to that. The illumigodly is a network of gods all across the country, all across the world. And these gods are actually known as what is known as a parallelian, with the Greek ae and alien. Okay? So it gets a little weird, but that's just the science of the whole thing. About 5 years ago, God came to me, and I was having a really hard time in life. People that know me know I've been through it. And I was having a really hard time in life. I was down and out. God came to me and he said, Chris, there's a reason for all this. You're the prodigal son, and the devil has a stronghold on the world. Believe me, people, God is very real. It's like the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, all together. In the universe, there's something known as a seminanogram, a seminum. Okay, this is the first lesson of the gods that I learned. Okay, a seminum, seminanogram. I shortened it, call it a seminum. That's what they're called. It's basically like the yin and the yang to everything. The universe is a seminum because it's got like equal parts. It's the yin and the yang and equal parts of it. Let me give you an example of how seminums reach us with language, because they reach us with all sorts of things like math, the world around us. Everything is a seminum pretty much, or has a seminum. Now let me explain. This is the first lesson of the gods. You're getting a very good treat right now by listening to this, okay? I am blessing you by telling you this unfounded information. So pay attention, okay? Let's take the phrase, love is a funny but rare speciality, okay? Can you say that? Love is a funny but rare speciality. And rare but funny is a love speciality. Okay, see how those both phrases have the same words in it, right? But they were jumbled. So the first line had the same words as the second line, but the second line, the words were jumbled, okay? That is what is known as a seminanogram, okay? And the key behind them is when you say them together, love is a funny but rare speciality, and rare but funny is a love speciality. There's gravity between the two phrases that were exactly the same, just jumbled, okay? So you need to learn your seminanograms. Wherever you are, always look at signs and try and jumble the words in it and make another phrase out of those words. You can even do it with just words instead of phrases. You can do it with the letters of a word. You know, there's words that are called a somornolap and palindromes. Actually, the word somornolap is palindrome spelled backwards. Palindromes, somornolap. Somornolaps are a lot like seminanograms. Okay, so you want to catch up on this stuff. You want to always be doing, ABD, always be doing something. You know what I mean? And that's something I live by. And I'll leave you with one last bit of good advice before I say goodbye and see you next time, where I will be teaching about the illumigodly and everything there is to do with the prodigal son. And I hope you guys come off with some good information. I know you will. and I know it'll bless you, and you won't even realize it. I promise, okay? But it will bless you. All right, so there's a lot to talk about. I have a whole shitload to talk about. We're talking about the whole universe, and the illumigodly taught me everything I need to know to be the best prodigal son I can be. For the past 5 years, I've been through a rigorous training course of becoming the best prodigal son that I can be for this world, and the illumigodly trained me. Okay, they told me all this unfounded information that nobody knows all over the world, that nobody has ever heard of. God, my Father, and God, my Father. I'll tell you about God. God is God's God. Okay, so God had a hard time trying to save the world, you guys, in the past few thousand years, and he had a really hard time. Right now, we're in a war of atrocities against the dark spirits. Okay, I can get into detail about who they are and how you see them and how you find them, but God needs all of his soldiers, which is us humans, and the 50,000 illumigodly, because there are only 50,000 of us, to fight this war of atrocities with him against these dark spirits who mess up the world. They infest the world. I'm telling you, this is a real problem, okay? This is not fictional. Okay, I'm trying to get this across to the world, that these things, quote-unquote things, that are known as like all sorts of spirits, dark spirits, these dark spirit things, they mess up the world, they mess up our lives, and nobody even knows that they're there. And this is like the craziest story ever. Like, nobody's ever heard of this before, and it is the craziest thing ever that nobody's ever heard of this, because they're everywhere. And this story goes back like from the dawn of mankind, with these spirits that have been here, some of them since that long. So like, you see what I'm saying? These spirits, they shaped and molded our society from like back in Herculean days, Roman Catholic days, all through our human history. The illumigodly have been around. The illumigodly have been around, and they've been shaping and molding our societies and blessing our lives. And they're in a war of atrocities against the dark spirits. Okay, once you hear the details about this, it will make you cringe. I shit you not. I'm currently working on a book, and soon to be start working on a script for the movie God²Man, which is what the new Prodigal Son is called. And they were always called that. It's just nobody knew this unfounded information about how to explain everything in the universe down to a T. I mean, like, it all fits like a puzzle piece together once you hear my whole story. And I assure you, my story is true. I'm trying to get across to the world, I am the prodigal son, and there's a lot behind that, okay? God is with me, and there's a lot behind God, okay? That people don't know. God is very mysterious, and so is the illumigodly, and so are these dark spirits that God is in a war of atrocities with. And when I say atrocities, people, this is like really serious, horrible stuff. And it's real. It's really happening all over the world, okay? So I need you guys to pay attention, okay? Pay attention when I teach this stuff, because it is really like some really unfounded information. So we'll see if anyone sees this. Leave a comment. I'm going to be getting into detail about this later, but like for now, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown about my life and how things are with me. How things are with me, and like how things are going concerning being the prodigal son. That nobody knows that I am, and I'm here to tell everybody I'm back. All right, and it's only been 4,000 years. The prodigal son only comes around every 4,000 years, so people get a good look at him. All right, you're gonna want to be around to enjoy all the blessings that I'm bringing. Okay, so be aware, you know, God is very upon us. Alright, and that little bit of information I'm going to leave you with that is helpful, a blessing of an information. I said always be doing something before ABD. Never stay complacent. That's your goal today, okay? Don't be complacent. You know what complacent means, right? When you just sit there and do nothing and you're not doing anything, that's complacent, like procrastinating, you know what I mean? Always be doing something. Even if you're not doing what you should be doing, always be doing something, okay? That's your goal for the day, and try and make it a goal every day. It'll help you. All right, I'll be back.
Who put this thing together?